Welcome to this explainer. Today, we are tackling what is literally the ultimate AI frustration, the dreaded knowledge cutoff wall. You know the feeling, right? You're right in the middle of this fantastic, productive conversation with Claude, making serious progress, and then, bam, you hit a dead end.
You usually hit this wall when you ask about, say, yesterday's earnings report, or maybe some sudden regulation change from last week, or even just breaking news from this morning. And what happens? Claude either apologizes and says it doesn't know, or honestly, even worse, it just flat out guesses. But here's the thing. There is a built-in toggle right there in your chat that fixes this instantly. And surprisingly, most people have literally never even touched it.
The absolute key stat you need to remember for this feature is 0. Claude's in-chat web search resolves those tricky, time-sensitive questions in about 1 to 5 tool calls, with exactly 0 new tabs opened. Think about that. You never have to leave the conversation. And the best part? It's available on every single plan, from the free tier all the way up to enterprise.
So what's actually happening behind the scenes here? Well, this feature, which is technically known as Retrieval Augmented Generation, is basically a built-in tool that lets Claude pull live information directly from the internet right during your conversation. Claude essentially takes your question, sends it to a server-side search tool, grabs all the relevant web content, filters out all the useless noise, and writes you an answer grounded entirely in actual live data. Now, I do want to clarify one quick thing. This is specifically for quick lookups. It's completely distinct from Claude's really deep multi-step research mode.
The whole workflow is incredibly seamless. You just hit that little slider icon. It's located right down in the lower left corner of your chat input. Once you toggle that on, Claude will show a little searching the web indicator. And then, just a few moments later, boom, you instantly get an answer equipped with clickable inline citations.
Okay, let's ground this in a real-world scenario to see how this builds into just an incredibly powerful workflow. Picture a product manager who desperately needs a critical briefing on a competitor's recent announcements. The catch? She has a high-stakes strategy meeting in exactly 20 minutes. She absolutely does not need some 50-page research report. She just needs a really quick 30-day snapshot of exactly what happened.
So she activates that chat input slider and types out this exact prompt. Take a close look at the phrasing here. She is making sure to explicitly tell Claude to search the web for the current information. That part is absolutely crucial.
The sheer efficiency of this is a total game changer. Because she used that web search tool, she gets this perfectly concise, bulleted list of announcements in under 30 seconds. There is absolutely no tab switching. You're not manually bouncing around checking 3 different news sites. Every single claim it makes comes with verified, clickable sources. This lets her quickly double-check the facts before she confidently walks right into that boardroom.
Now, a really important point here is knowing exactly when to use this, and just as importantly, when to avoid it. You definitely want to toggle it on for dynamic data. We're talking current events, live stock prices, recent product launches, or the latest software updates. But, and this is a big but, you should absolutely keep it off when you're doing things like coding, complex math, or working through abstract logic problems. For those highly specific tasks, throwing web search into the mix just adds unnecessary noise and bogs down your response time without actually adding anything useful.
Also, you really need to watch out for this common trap. Even with the toggle enabled, Claude actually decides autonomously whether or not to perform a search. If it thinks your question can be answered just fine using its older baseline training data, it might just skip the live lookup entirely. So, if having up-to-the-minute data is absolutely critical to your prompt, always explicitly state your need. Tell it, search the web for this, just like our product manager did. Don't leave it up to chance.
Just a really quick technical aside. If you happen to be on a team or enterprise account and you're looking for the toggle right now but it's completely missing, don't panic. Your workspace owner simply needs to hop into the admin capabilities settings and enable web search for the team.
So let's wrap this up with our core key takeaway. Just one simple click of this toggle completely transforms Claude. I mean, it literally upgrades Claude from a highly knowledgeable friend who's essentially been stuck off the grid for the past year into a real-time expert who is reading today's news right beside you. Instead of getting a stale guess, every single time-sensitive question gets a cited, live answer.
To see the full chapter on this amazing capability, complete with 3 fully worked out examples and a deep dive into common pitfalls, make sure to check out the Claude Master ebook over at claudemaster.net. Now that you're armed with this live lookup tool right inside your chat, what will you search for next?